Welcome to today's edition of Drive Time with David and Dave. Often irreverent, sometimes informative, and occasionally brilliant, Morningstar's finest tackle the comedic questions of the day, which no one else even dares to ask. David Vallier and Dave Yarnes come to you each week from their studio in Fort Mill, South Carolina. Now, if you've missed a portion of today's broadcast or would like to recommend it to a friend, you can hear this program at any time on the Drive Time with David and Dave host page at talknetworkradio.com. Well, now here are David and Dave with today's show.
Hi, this is Dave Yarnes. I've got with me the ever effervescent, ever popular, ever moving forward, ever exceeding all limitations, ever increasing Dave Vallier.
Hey, here I am.
And what an incredible time to live.
Yes.
And hey, thank you. We got a cool fan. We want to do a shout out to the young musician himself, Toby.
Hey, Toby.
I won't go into his last name or give you a social security number, EIN, or any of that.
Right.
But Toby wrote us, and he wants to know more about how to be a good musician. In a sentence.
Practice.
Practice,
and don't be lazy.
Don't be lazy.
That's the best way I can tell you. Yeah.
Great stuff, man. I'm excited. Like, it's gotta be cool to be you, man.
Yeah,
you're just like,
as usual. Yeah, it is.
you walk outside and like coins fall from heaven sometimes.
True.
And
it's kind of like Mario. I just gotta bounce up and I just hit this thing and the coin comes out.
And then like 50 people are waiting to invite you for Sunday dinner when you walk off the stage.
It's pretty great. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if I have the opposite anointing.
Oh, yeah. You're more like, you ever played Mario? You go into the tunnel and the next thing you know, you're in like some wasteland and you're like, what did I do?
Yeah. But if I work hard enough, like some giant treasure is awaiting.
Exactly. It's awaiting on the other side.
Yeah. Well, hey, we want to keep providing for everybody, not only this incredible content, which thank you. So many people are coming up around the country and saying, hey, man, I listen to your podcast.
That's crazy.
Cool for you to be listening with us, and we're excited. But I want to continue on our quest, Dave. I feel we have a mandate to poke fun at all things crazily, unworthily religious that don't provide Jesus-y content, but are like religious stuff.
Exactly.
And to educate, moms and dads. I think people are signing their kids out of school and they're educating them solely by listening to our podcast.
Totally. I think people could really like homeschool just by listening to our stuff.
Start them young, put it right in that on that baby monitor, get them going, get them, and they'll learn everything they need to. So I've got one that is really cool and then one that is kind of like morose and morbid. Yeah, so we don't go that way. Usually around the Halloween time. But
I'm excited about this one.
And it doesn't have to be, but I read through this. So this is by our exclusive source, people that know more stuff than we do.
Yes, great.
And they've sent us these things. These are the 15 weirdest and strange religious relics. Yeah. So I didn't know, like maybe someday someone will take your beanie, put it in a little case.
Yes.
And they'll be like, back in the 2021s, Dave,
my goodness.
And we've got his hat right here. And I wonder what mine would probably be, like a calculator.
I feel like you're best known for your suits.
Yes.
So
it could be like a suit.
Yes.
Hey, have you ever bid on any memorabilia or bought any memorabilia or anything like that?
Wrestling
Really?
memorabilia. Yep. I bought just, like cards or action figures that were like rare back in the day. I don't have any of them anymore, but yeah.
Yeah, probably worth a mint now.
Yeah.
So here they are. These are in descending order but the Shroud of Turin.
I think I've heard of this.
Yeah, so the shroud, believed to be the burial shroud of Jesus. This is a linen cloth that bears the image of a man, apparently Christ himself, while carbon dating, I guess the mystery around it. Well, is this the thing, isn't it?
Right.
But that's not a bad thing, right?
No, that's not a bad thing at all. Is that his blood on there? I can't remember what it was because I've seen it. It's like the imprint of a face, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
Creepy.
Yeah. And I wonder, I think relics in general, people start to worship them and they get off. You know what I mean? Like probably you did with your high school crush. Did you have a high school crush and you took her milk carton and didn't want to throw it out?
Of course. Yeah, totally. But I think that is so weird. Like, why would you ever want? Yeah, I don't know. Let's just
here's one. the entire body of Saint Francis Xavier of Goa.
Ah.
He was 16th century. Well, think about it. Dude, they've kept that body around for a long time.
For a long time. Preserved?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
He's in Goa. I was at two Goa, and, apparently he's on display. Now, wait a minute. Did he subscribe to this? Did he say, by the way, hey, Dave, I want you to do this after I'm gone.
Listen,
build a little case and give me like 8-9 centuries to be on display.
It's my last dying wish, please. That's just weird.
Now, I wonder if we're offending a whole sect of people.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, all right. I just wanted to be sure.
I'm guessing the Catholic friends of ours are probably not happy with us.
Well, let's not be exclusive then. Buddha's tooth.
Oh, a tooth?
Yeah, a left canine tooth was originally taken from Buddha's funeral in 543 BC.
Why? That must have been a big tooth.
Apparently, it's a pretty significant thing. You took the tooth, and
what would it get you? Money?
Well, maybe start like a little cult around it.
We worship you, oh tooth.
Oh,
wise tooth.
And then you
show us where to go.
You could start like, I don't know, maybe, because I imagine back in the 540 BC, dentists probably weren't as sophisticated as they are now.
Right.
So maybe you start a tooth ministry.
Oh, that's disgusting.
With the tooth,
that's
two
disgusting.
teeth.
I'm thinking of, I just hate teeth. I just hate, I'm never looking forward to when my kid pulls his tooth out, and I'm not going to be all cute about it. I'm going to be like, get that thing away from me, rip it out on your own.
Oh, really? You're not going to do the whole fake tooth fairy thing?
I don't want to hold those teeth. My parents collected, they did the thing where they had my teeth in a bag, and they're like, these are your baby teeth. I'm like, disgusting. Throw that away. Yeah. Really? I'm like, why would you do that? And a lot of parents do that. That's weird.
I'm of the thing where I try to save something, but I clean everything out. Right, so even if I did save it, it's going to be out next week anyway, like that. But hey, what do you think in general about lying to your kids about mythological things like tooth fairies and Santas? I just want to put a heads up here. This may be a spoiler alert for those of you that.
Yeah, I think it is all in good fun.
Okay. All right.
I've had many arguments that are don't tell your kids about Santa. I'm like, listen, they're not going to remember 4 to 5. Just let them believe in Santa. What I do is I say Santa is and the Easter Bunny, they're just really cool things and fun things to imagine and blah, blah, blah. And there's really cool stories. At some point, I'm going to tell them it's all fake, but we're just having fun. Why take the joy out of kids' lives?
Now, will you wrap it in? Because I've seen some people wrap it in with Jesus, Jesus was there with the Easter Bunny, and
no. I just always say Jesus is better than all of them, and he's more real than all of them, and Jesus is still alive, and they're all dead.
Okay.
Then I also say to Jacques, I was like, hey, Santa Claus came from this guy named Saint Nick. This is a real story. These are real stories.
Yeah,
Saint Nick and the whole thing. And so it's up to each person. But if you want to get all complicated and crush your children, let them know that Santa Claus isn't alive.
So you got Santa. Do you Tooth Fairy though?
We haven't done the Tooth Fairy. Personally, I think the Tooth Fairy is just creepy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So let me just get this straight. So I think his job, your tooth falls out, you put it under your pillow, you get some kind of a monetary reward.
Yeah, you get cash.
Yeah. Now, is it based on the tooth or the age, or it's just...
I don't know. I know my parents did it with me, and I, of course, didn't fall for it after a while. But with Jacques and my kids, I just want to be like, hey, you lose a tooth, I'll give you some money. Put it under your thing, and I'll take it out and, Yeah, I'll say Uncle Sam will give you some money or something.
Sam Wise from the Shire would give him. Yeah, so I think that's cool. I think what if you fall asleep with your head under the pillow? Does the Tooth Fairy yank out all the
all your teeth? Wake up, you're
you got $100 bill next to your bleeding mouth. So moving right along. Let's go to this one. The Holy Right Hand of Budapest.
Interesting.
Yes, the Holy Right Hand of Saint Stephen of Budapest seemed to have belonged to King Stephen, the first Hungarian king, and they kept his hand. Now, this is a little bit newer. This is fairly still in stock. This was about 1038. Wow. So they're just keeping the hand.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Just the hand?
Just the hand. I didn't know this one either. Apparently, Mary's holy belt. Now this is the mother of Jesus. Because what if we get letters from like people that actually operate these shrines?
Right, they're like, "How dare you? Our business has gone to the tank.
Our belt is down 40% since you had that thing there." So this, according to legend, she gave the belt to the Apostle Thomas before she ascended into heaven. Huh? Which, I'm just starting you right there.
No.
And then she gave him the physical belt, and then he kept the belt, and then it gets passed on, and then I don't know. I'm not seeing it. It's not scriptural.
No, I'm going to go ahead. We're going to actually make a scripturally sound statement and say that we do not agree with this.
We do not agree,
Look at
confirm,
us. Wow.
endorse. Our views may not express
that. And people call us heretics. I don't think so. Not today.
So, there you go. Here's, Saint Antonius' body is in Florence.
Why?
So he died in 1458.
Right.
And then it wasn't embalmed like it should have been. And then his body didn't decompose.
Wow.
So they said, "Hey, this guy's
holy.
This guy's holy."
Wow. How do you say this body's not decomposing? This guy's holy. Is he breathing? You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't get that. Yeah, like is there?
Maybe he's just taking like a long nap,
right?
And all of a sudden you throw him in a glass case,
exactly.
And, but I mean, this could get like extremely weird. We could save this whole episode for Halloween or something. Hopefully nobody's gonna have nightmares or anything from this. But and then nothing. The guy's not in that body. He's gone. He went to be with Jesus. It's like he left his suitcase or something, you know. I mean, bury the thing, right?
When Jesus let him rest in peace.
Let him rest in peace.
I'm sure we're offending somebody.
Don't be poking at stuff like that. Wow. I think that's... well, here's one. I didn't know this one either. The Shrine of the Three Kings.
Oh.
The bones of the three wise men, or if you're from New York, the three wise guys.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently rest in ornate gold-plated sarcophagus inside the Cologne Cathedral.
Wow.
According to legend, their remains originally lay in Constantinople, being taken to Milan. I guess they had a journey, and then they originally arrived in 1164. So, I mean, I don't know, the bones of the three kings. So first of all, how do you find these guys?
That's what I was about to say. Did they die together? Were they best buds? Was this like
generally speaking, my knowledge of kings is you've got to have like a kingdom and you're kind of spread out.
Right. But how did they get the bones
it's not
together?
like, hey, your kingdom is from 4th Street to 8th. Mine is from 8th to 16th.
Right.
Let's get together at the pizza shop. I mean, I think it's largely like you're the king of Siam.
But weren't they all from Orientar?
What's that?
We three kings of Orientar.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's right.
So
thank you for.
Hey, again, I know my stuff. So I would think they were from the same place. So I think these three kings were just best bros. And did somebody just come and be like, "You three, I'm going to kill you all. I need these bones. I got to get them in the sarcophagus or whatever.
Yeah,
I got some money to make." That's my mind. I'm just like, whoa. I want to know the origin of how you got them there. All at the same time.
And what if it was like preemptive, like you woke up and you're like, "Where's my femur?" Somebody cut off or like a finger off when I was sleeping last.
Right.
That's the third digit I've lost this week. I can't take it anymore.
Like, is someone trying
you come, you're one of the wise men, you come, and I guess, the dating is interesting because, Jesus would have been born and then they would have come and then, but I mean, I think they're memorialized in Scripture, in canon Scripture, so that I think they're righteous guys.
Yeah, totally.
And then they go back. But and then why do you take their bones?
Exactly. Well, I guess because they're the ones that got to lay eyes on Jesus first.
Maybe that's yeah.
I mean, hey, I would consider myself special if I got to see baby Jesus. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, that would be pretty cool.
And they didn't have snapshots or anything they could
no, they didn't.
Facebook or anything they could do. So
that would have been hilarious. That is a very funny thought. The wise men with an iPhone posting on Instagram. They're like, "Yo, we found this baby."
Yeah, then you'd have to authenticate it.
Right,
you know,
they get the blue
kind of-
check.
but then what if you get shut down from like Facebook and Twitter and you get kicked off?
Right.
You know, hey, here's one that I actually did know about because I read some of her stuff. Saint Teresa of Avila, her hand is enshrined. And so help me, do you know the Avenger movie? I forget which one it was, but like the
with
big
Thanos?
Yes, Thanos, the bad guy, the really bad guy. He's got that hand with the
Infinity Gauntlet.
The Infinity Gauntlet. Thank you for
I'm a huge Marvel fan. So
the Infinity Gauntlet, so help me, is the exact replica of the hand of Saint Teresa of Avila. To the jewels, to the whole thing.
Wow.
So somebody copied it from that relic.
That's really cool.
But I read her story. She was really, really cool, by the way. And first of all, it's my opinion that like these saints and stuff were really holy people, like the three wise guys, great. And they're not telling anybody, by the way, whack my arm off and make a couple of bucks on it while I'm gone, feed the orphans.
Now, my question is, do they make money on this? So people come and see it and like look at it and
maybe I'm being presumptive. Maybe it's a freebie.
We need to look at this kind of thing. We need to see.
Yeah, because like what can we do here? I've got a lot of we could go in Rick's office right now.
Oh, I could tell you 3 things we could make and put it in a shrine from Rick.
All right, let's go through them.
Fishing vest.
The fishing vest.
Fishing vest. Number 1, his patented like pilot glasses.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And the man wears really cool rings. I don't know if you notice.
I did notice.
He's got some really cool rings. Like he's got this one big lion one that somebody
I saw that one. Yeah. It's it's swag-esque.
Yes. Commemorate that. Oh, those 3 things, put them in a little glass case. You got it.
Nice. And then you can come by and you can check it out. But let's not cut any parts of his body off.
No.
Because we want to do that.
No.
That'll be all. So, so the hand, because I read this story about her. She was really amazing, like really holy lady. Like at one point, I think she levitated and people saw it. Yeah. And then, but accordingly, same kind of thing. It's not here in the information I had, but accordingly, her thing was the same. When she died, she didn't decompose. So, but then at what point do you cut off someone's hand? Well,
exactly.
Moving right along, I think you'll really like this one.
Okay.
Again, from the source of extremely important stuff that we don't know about, people that know more stuff than we do.
Right.
First of all, want to give a shout out. You can find us, you can write us, as did our friend. You can write us at drive@mstarm.org. And that's how Toby got a shout out today. He wrote us at drive, DRIVE, at mstarm.org.
Thanks,
and Tony
Toby.
just graduated. We love him. Give a shout out to him. So these are 10 famous people with extremely silly quirks.
I should be in one of these.
Yes. Mark Zuckerberg would only eat meat from animals that he kills himself.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would not imagine that guy killing an animal.
He doesn't seem to be the animal killing type, does he?
No. I wonder what he kills, like little, what do you call those things? Gerbils?
Well,
We're having gerbils tonight, baby.
But what if he's like, hey, let's have chicken parm. Bam, he's got to go out and cap a chicken.
Right. Yeah, that would be annoying.
Or like, hey, man, I'd really like some buffalo bison steaks.
Yeah.
He's got to go and find. But does it come down to the point where when you're that crazily rich,
right, you could.
You just have, you open up the door and then there's like Noah's Ark of animals running around in your front yard.
You just shoot the gun and it's going to hit something.
Yeah, and then maybe you've got like a special like 50 caliber mounted truck that drives after him. Wow. And then like he probably invented some machine and you just like feed the tail into it and then out on the other side comes frozen steaks or something.
Yes, yeah. Wow, that's crazy. I would have never thought that ever.
Yeah, and apparently, he, I guess he tries new things, but this was one that he liked to do. Now, we don't want to disrespect this, but Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan. Apparently, Ronald Reagan liked to touch the earlobes of his friends and relatives.
Very strange. Very, very strange.
The earlobe. Hey, man, how you doing? And just give
Is that
a
how he would greet people?
little tug on it.
Could you imagine him doing that to Rick?
Write us if you met Ronald Reagan and he tugged on your earlobe.
I'm just imagining him just being like, "Hello, Rick," and going and rub Rick's ear. Rick would punch him right in the face. Oh man!
And it had to be the day before the day of like multiple piercings.
Right. Yes, that would be because then your finger would go through like the ear hole and it's so gross. Yeah.
What do you think about that one though? I mean,
That's
you want to
weird.
try to institute that with the worship
I do
department?
not. No,
hey,
I
man,
do
how
not.
are you doing? Let me just rub your earlobe a little bit.
No,
what if
thank
it's
you.
like really soothing, or what
You
if
have
it's
to be
like
the right person. You can't just. No stranger. We talked about this. Like my love language is one of them is physical touch. However, it's with people whom have the permission.
It seems to me to be a one-way street on that subject with you. Like,
Because I don't give it out.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I only give it out to the people that have the. Otherwise, I'm just like, okay, we're like, give me a shoulder tap.
But what if we tried this? What if we only ate stuff we killed and rubbed each other's earlobes and rubbed because maybe something, hey, nothing, but the leader of the free world, Ronald Reagan and Zuckerberg, who is a quadrillionaire.
Right.
I mean, apparently
Hey, if
maybe
they do
there's
it, we
something
can do
to
it.
it.
Yeah, you're
well,
right.
let me keep going because
You're right.
Kanye West, apparently, and you might have known this one, he falls asleep indiscriminately all over the place, and he always blames it on jet lag.
He just falls asleep.
He just falls asleep.
That sounds like an insane person, which I do think Kanye West is. I'm just saying. I follow Kanye pretty closely. That dude is.
Is he a Satanist? That's what I heard.
No, he is not a Satanist. Who told you that?
I don't know. Oh, you know what? I know so little. I got him mixed up with some because Kanye West is Christian, right?
Well, supposedly. I mean, I think he loves the Lord. I think he's got some skewed views on Christianity, but I don't think he's a Satanist. But I do think he is. He's admitted this. The dude's bipolar. He's all over the place. So if you really follow him, he is just such an interesting person to follow.
Now, I feel like I want to tread softly on making an enemy out of Kanye. He might be listening to this and go, wait a minute. Or, maybe his publishers.
Hey, you know what could be cool? He could make a rap against, like a rage rap against us. Wouldn't that be cool?
Oh, yeah.
We'd be infamous.
We would be infamous.
Yes,
yeah, we'd be
yeah.
like, Tupac or something like
Right.
that. We would go down in infamy. But, so he's fallen asleep all over the place.
Yeah.
What would you, because back in the day, if you fell asleep, we would paint little mustaches
slumber
on
parties,
you
yeah.
with the Sharpie or something like that.
Yep.
What if we did that to Kanye? Like we invite him over, we hang out with him. He falls asleep. We make like a pirate patch on one eye.
I would love it. I'd love
That
it.
would be hilarious.
Yeah. I put like Gorilla Glue on his hand or something and just wherever he puts it first, he just kick. That's bad. That would be really bad.
Yeah, I imagine he has a handler that kind of probably makes excuses for him. Oh, no, he was up late last night,
Right.
signing autographs and stuff like that. I've never been up late signing autographs. I mean, I've signed a book here and there, but never to the point where I've jet lag. Well, here we go. Jeff Bezos, who apparently I just read he's building the biggest yacht of all time.
Yeah, he's the richest man in the world.
500 feet.
Wow.
Jeff, do me a favor. This is just a shout out. David and Dave, DriveTime, we love you. Could you send us some cash to get our studio and our show out? Listen, like what you were spending on like one of the staterooms is probably like, $400 million or something.
Yeah, we just need like $1 million of that.
$1 million.
Yeah.
And we promise, listen, we will not say anything bad. But this is actually kind of cool. He dismantled his own crib as a child because he wanted to sleep in a bed.
Wow. Okay, so he's a genius.
Yeah, and I think that's some respect.
Totally.
So Jeff, send us the cash because we ultimate respect for that. You're a kid and you're in this little barred jail cell kind of a thing, because put you in kids. That was back in the day when I don't know, do you guys still do that? You put your kid in a crib and he can't get out?
Oh yeah, my kid is totally in a crib. Johan, he's the baby. He's in a crib. I'm pretty positive he's on the verge of he can get out. Jacques is in a normal bed. He's a big boy. So, but I like the crib because it's just like leave him in there and
Yeah,
Do what you gotta
it's
do.
a
Get ready in
safety
the
thing,
morning.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe he comes out and like he's eating dinner and then he like hides the spoon in his sleeve.
Right.
And then goes back and make a shiv out of it. Is that what Bezos did?
Yeah, probably. Oh, that's terrifying. The baby's just like,
He's violent.
he's like, you don't give me that milk, I'm coming after you. You'll see.
And then what do you think if you're his mom and dad? You wake up in the morning, the crib's gone, and he built something else out of it.
He's like, yeah, because at that point, they're not even talking. So he's like, so you can't even get an explanation from the baby. You're like, what happened? He's like, yeah. And you're just like, talk to me. That's pretty impressive.
Shout out to Jeff Bezos. I don't know him. President John Quincy Adams took a naked bath in the Potomac every day at 5 a.m.
Wow.
First of all, I mean, let's divide this into nudity side of it.
Yes, of course.
And then just the kind of guy that gets up and takes a bath in the Potomac.
Right.
Because you got winter, spring, summer, fall.
Right.
I mean, there's going to be some times where you're actually like breaking through the ice to take a bath.
Right. Yeah. The naked thing, more power to you. Good job. I mean, yeah, that's one of those things you just get up. I imagine he puts his hands on his hips and just like stands there just so for everyone to view. He's like, yeah.
And 5 a.m. I mean, I don't know back in the day, but I don't know in my neighborhood, 5 a.m., because I'm an early riser. So a lot of times I'm on my way to the gym before 6.
Right.
Not a whole lot of people up. You know who's up?
Who?
All of the landscaping guys are fueling up at the local 5 and dime store or the local gas station.
And
those guys
angry.
are up. Yeah. They're getting breakfast like out of those roller dogs and those ones at the convenience store that just kind of roll around.
Disgusting.
I wonder if they've been there since the dawn of time.
Of course.
Like they could make a relic out of this. This beef and cheese burrito was first put here 1958 and is still rolling and still edible.
And you can have it today for 1 cent.
Yeah, they got the do you ever have the guys that have the convenience store gigantic coffee cup? It's like a gallon coffee cup, and they're filling it up. I mean, they're literally emptying out the coffee urn from like 3 urns, filling up their coffee, but that's their deal.
Yeah, you'd have to take me to the ER. If I even drank a quarter of that.
What do you like, 1 cup a day?
Like barely. I usually at home I make a cup. I barely finish it, and then I usually come here and meet Samwise here, and we get an iced coffee, and I barely finish that one, and I am like till we eat lunch. I am like just
you're wired.
Oh, more than wired. Like heart attack level. Like watch out. Like just so like So
that's a cool thing to know.
Mm-hmm.
Moving right along. I mean, I think we're gaining some momentum. Eminem, who I mean, seems like he's got some issues. I would say Eminem. Nothing. If you come drive time with David and Dave, no judgment here. We're gonna pray for you.
Yep.
And really see your gifting used for the kingdom.
Yeah, we'll work through it.
We'll work through it with you. But he refused to star in Elysium, the dystopian sci-fi thriller Elysium, because he wouldn't leave Detroit for that long. He would not leave Detroit. Apparently, he likes Detroit.
Has he seen Detroit?
What's that?
Has he seen Detroit? Why? Why would you stay there that long?
I mean, more power to him. But I'm assuming that's where he's from.
Yeah, that is where he's from. But Detroit's it ain't what it used to be. I'll just say that.
So now we've lost the last few remaining people that were listening to us.
Listen, I'm sorry, but it's true. It shined bright when it was Motown back in the day, but now
Motown, that's right.
Yeah,
now it's So they had, Motown records.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, that's my jam. A lot of the old Motown stuff.
Oh, it's best. To me, that is America Robinson. In music, right there.
What's that?
That's America in music right there.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what put us on the map. Not country. No, Motown.
Hey, here's an interesting trivia. So you remember back in the day, the Apollo would only do black acts, and most of them came in New York, in Harlem.
Yep.
And most of the acts came from Motown singers.
Right.
The first white singer, white band shows up one day. He didn't know from the Apollo, and they didn't know the guy was white.
Wow.
Who was it? Do you know?
Wait, let me try to guess.
I think it would have been 50s.
Okay, Elvis.
Oh, man, that was a good try. It was actually Buddy Holly and the Crickets.
Really?
Yeah, with like Peggy Sue and stuff. I guess apparently he just had so much soul and so much musicality. They're like, well, he's got to be from Motown. Let's book him.
Wow.
And he literally walks in and they're like, humming a what?
Yeah, humming a what? That was funny. Humming a what?
But he rocked it. He
awesome.
did it. So good to him, Buddy Holly. But Eminem, hey, I just want to say this. You are going to love Fort Mill and Morningstar.
That's
Eminem.
true.
Come and hang out with us. Because we could put them up like someplace, smash a few things, like, make it feel like home for him.
Yeah, we'll
like burn a couple of cars outside. Or I would do it for him, man, because he seems like deep down he'd be a cool guy.
Yeah, we can turn on that song from 8 Mile. You got to lose yourself in the music, the moment, and just like break stuff.
Yeah,
We've
just
got stuff we can
smash.
break around
Put
here.
some cinder blocks in there, maybe a burn barrel or two.
Yeah.
I mean, is that, so if you're from Detroit, please, I'm going to give you Dave's phone number.
Yeah.
You can
You
call
hate us
him
currently if you're from
because he's
Detroit.
stereotyping all Detroit people. But did he really come from a difficult?
I think so, yeah. If you watch his movie 8 Mile, it really is about his life. And I'm sure some of you are like, I can't believe you're promoting 8 Mile. It's a good movie. There's some stuff in it, but it's a story about his life and his upbringing. It was very rough, very rough.
Well, I don't know if I can promote it because I haven't seen it, so that one's all you.
Well,
but
you watch it and you won't promote it, but I will.
Yeah, because the first time I heard it, I thought it was Eminem, like the peanut colored
right.
candy thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, awesome. Like he's got a big suit and the white legs and the big white
He's
hands.
just like,
yeah.
I'm just imagining Eminem rapping in a big Eminem suit.
like a giant
Just so
bandana
happy.
over him or something like that. Here's one that's really cool. I think it's cool. Lady Gaga, I'm sure there's hardly a listener out there, unless you're like ancient. You're like, huh?
Who's this Gaga?
Lady Diana's the last one.
Right.
Who do I want? But are you a Lady Gaga fan?
I'm a Lady Gaga appreciator. I'm not necessarily a fan.
So what's the distinction?
I appreciate her singing ability. I appreciate how much she has pushed the boundaries with music and performance, but I don't necessarily love her music.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So it's kind of like somebody comes to you with a really stupid idea.
Yeah.
And you want to let them down, but you're like, hey, man.
But I appreciate
I appreciate you.
Well, it's like a lot of worship music out there. I'm like, I appreciate what they do, but I just don't like the music. Does that make sense? And I say that unashamedly. Like a lot of it just is not good.
Well, some of this stuff is subjective, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you might like, a polka band, being a Polish guy.
Right.
I feel personally ethnically offended that we don't have more polka worship.
Hey, by the way, have you listened to those old Morningstar CDs?
Yes.
There is a polka worship song that exists.
I don't believe it. Could this be true?
Susie and Matthew Donovan.
Wait a minute. We've got to go to the control room. Shout out for Sam Wise. Can you confirm by a thumbs up that there is a polka? Well, no, wait, they're making eye contact here. He's reluctantly confirming.
No, I'm telling you, it's called Lion of Judah Roaring. And there's the other part where they shout, "Let's polka!" And then there's this part where it's like, "Get your life in line." Stop wasting time.
I just got a hankering for kielbasa and pierogi as we were sitting here. So if you are a Polish ethnicity like myself, please let me know. We'll find that, and that'll become our worship theme song.
It really should. I think you'd actually really like it, Dave.
What if I use it like when I come out to the stage to preach or KBA?
That would be
like
amazing.
Rocky had that theme song.
Yeah,
like dun 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 dun. Like that would be mine. I'd come out and you'd start playing that.
Yes, I'm telling you. Once you hear it, you'll love it.
I'm gonna do it. So let's back to Lady Gaga. So we know what, but this is cool. Traditionally Catholic minded. She doesn't believe in premarital sex. Well, good for her.
Wow.
Good for her, Lady Gaga.
I would have never thought.
Hey, when Eminem comes to visit us, I want to invite Lady Gaga maybe and talk with people about that topic. That would be cool.
That would be interesting.
Because then, like, she could, I mean, I would imagine that she has been tempted and has opportunity, but she could talk with our young people and say, hey, sex saved to marriage.
Yeah, wouldn't that be interesting? That totally blows me away. I did not imagine
Maybe she just hasn't come because you haven't asked her.
Well, yeah, Maybe
you need to ask her and say, hey, listen, Lady Gaga, can you come and talk about, because maybe you were a little prejudiced and you did not think that she would be the spokesperson for celibacy.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, what was I thinking?
And Bill Gates used to keep track of employees' license plate numbers in his head.
Again, a genius.
First of all, of course he did.
Yeah, he's a genius.
Hey, Dave, how are you doing? Yeah, good. 6495 GBA, New York, issued 1973. I mean, like,
no, mine would say sexy Dave, but just the SXY DVE. You know how people have that on there?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I would have a personalized sexy Dave.
Yeah.
So he'd be like, oh, yeah, that's sexy Dave.
Oh, yeah. That would be great. Yeah, that would be great. And maybe mine would be like some weird algorithm or like pi minus something.
Or like hunt for life.
Yes, there you go.
But HNT for LFE.
Oh, I like that.
See what I mean? I got this license.
Do you have a vanity plate on your car?
No.
I was thinking about getting like M-Star on mine or something.
Oh, yeah,
like
you
that.
should. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Represent.
And then
we could sell those.
And
that way, if we do any illegal car activity, they run our plates and they're like, there's like 20,000 M-Star plates. How do we get them down? You can't.
Wow.
See?
Make a little bit
criminal
of
mind here.
And if we take the money and we give like a little bit of it to like an orphanage or something, then
we're okay.
The whole operation is cleansed of any iniquity at that point,
totally
right? Cleansed. I mean, it totally washes the whole thing out. You're good to go.
Right.
I think that's a so Ulysses S. Grant, General Grant. Was one of the most important men in the early days of America, and he was so extremely sensitive and would not let others see him naked.
Oh, Ulysses.
Yeah, but think, now that I'm thinking about it, like, I would think that most people
Whoever wrote this is just extremely into seeing other people naked. They're like, man, this guy's a real stickler.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wouldn't want, just saying, that's why you like close the blinds.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you ever come out of the hotel room though, like you're in the bathroom and you come out and you're like, wow, can people see me? Or, you ever do that one?
Yeah.
Because now, like I didn't notice it before I went into the bathroom, but I got to come out of the bathroom. I got to get to my
wide window.
Yes, and I got to get to my suitcase, and the suitcase is over there.
Yep.
So do you fall on the ground and like do the low crawl over to it?
You just, at that point, I'm just like, all right, come on.
Towel it up.
I'm like, here we go. I'm here. Especially in those downtown hotels where it's like hotel on hotel. And then like, you're like, I can see a window over there. You know what I'm talking about? Or like in New York City.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, somebody can see in
You're
here.
40 feet up in the air, but you're like 6 feet away from the guy across the bay.
Exactly. You're like, somebody can see up here. I just got to accept it. This is just how it is.
Yeah.
Just like, if they see, they see. It's whatever.
But apparently Ulysses knows.
Yeah, poor Ulysses. He was just like, I'm just timid. I'm very important for this nation, but nobody.
And I think being a military man, I mean, I don't know, but maybe back in the day, it was a lot of like kind of like when you're a kid in sports in high school, you see a bunch of guys showering together.
Right,
He's like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go off and
I'm gonna be modest.
I'm gonna be modest about it.
Yeah.
But maybe him and Lady Gaga
could talk. Yeah.
They could have like really had a good conversation there.
They could have had a conversation, and really.
And Kanye, if he could stay up for the thing,
right? But he would just pass out. He'd just be like.
But what if he keeps like the strangest hours? Like
he probably does. Most crazy people
like my
do.
friend Lance Wall now. Lance is just
Lance.
crazy.
I wasn't calling you crazy, Lance. Hear me out. Okay, don't come after me.
Lance, I am not throwing you in the category of Kanye,
Right.
but I can't tell you the number of times, we travel a lot together, and like 3 a.m, he's knocking on my door. Hey, I thought we were going to go out and do, I'm like, it's 3 a.m.
Right, go to sleep.
We've been in other countries. I'm like, listen, I don't know what time zone you were born in, but
Right.
the rest of us are sleeping. And then, but he will fail. I shouldn't say this. Well, yes, I will. He may or may not fail to make his morning commitment presentation.
Right.
So like, hey,
I've seen that.
Yeah. So what we've learned to do as we've traveled is I take the morning slot,
Right.
8 a.m. to noon. And,
Right.
he comes on at like the 1 or 2. But I had heard this. I don't know that it's true, but if they put you in a room and they blacken the windows and they don't give you a clock, so you don't know what time it is, and they just leave you alone, like say for 2 weeks, so that you can sleep and be awake naturally, that you will revert to being awake and sleeping according to the exact geographic time zone you were born.
Wow.
Yeah, no matter how long, like if you were born in Singapore and you lived in the States since you were 5 years old and you're now 50 and they put you in a room like this, you're going to be awake and sleeping on Singapore time schedule with light and darkness.
That's insane.
It's cool though.
Wow, that is very cool. It just shows you, wow, that's crazy. Science.
Maybe Walnut was born on an airplane passing over like Tibet or something.
Yeah, or like the 2 time zones, like the 2 like 12-hour apart time zones. They just, so he's just like, his whole inside is just like, when do I fall asleep? When do I wake
like
up?
The international dateline.
Right.
He's gone. So, hey, I want to give a shout out. It has been great being with you. We hope you have a laugh. We hope if you haven't heard the podcast with Dave and Nikita Koloff, you got to go back and find that one. I would just say you were fawning over the guy.
Of course I was.
You were like,
listen, I'm a huge wrestling fan. I was unashamedly like, tell me all about, I had no interest in anything else except his professional wrestling stories. I'm just being honest. I love you, Nikita, and I want to know about the rest, but that was the first thing I wanted to know about.
Yeah,
tell me all your wrestling stuff.
You got to go back and hear that one. I'll
great.
tell you, I had one the other day, and just last week, I did an interview with home run slugger, 1984 Rookie of the Year, New York Mets, kingpin home run hitter Darryl Strawberry, and it was like that for me. As a matter of fact, awesome. I told the guy with me, I'm like, please, if I just devolve into a bunch of mush and I'm holding on to his, jacket saying it's Darryl Strawberry, but I mean, but when I got there, I was, because it's like you see this person on TV when you're growing up, and he was both a Met and a Yankee. Wow. So that was it. But I had a little bit of what you had with Nikita.
Yeah, you'd love it. When you've been watching it for so long, it's an admiration. You want to know about all the inside stuff. I mean, it's just awesome.
Yeah. Do people do that to you when they come up to you and they see you?
Yeah. That definitely has happened before. I mean, I think it's just more of admiration than anything. Like, it's a great...
And maybe you affected their life or maybe did a thing. Totally. So, well, take us out, my brother.
All right. Well, thank you for listening. And, you can share and like and all kinds of stuff and let people know about what we do here on the David and Dave podcast. You can find us on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, Google Play, YouTube, all of these places. Go ahead and share. We love when you join us. Come visit us over in Fort Mill, South Carolina. We've got a slew of events coming up in the next year.
A veritable cornucopia.
Yes, a cornucopia of events. So, yes, come and see us. And we will see you next time. I am David.
I'm Dave.
And we'll see you on Drive Time. Bye.
Thank you, guys. David and Dave are David Vallier and Dave Yarns of Morningstar Ministries. If you would like to know more about Morningstar Ministries, please visit their website at www.morningstarministries.org. Join us next time when we continue with the next edition of Drive Time with David and Dave. For David and Dave and their studio team at Morningstar Ministries, this is Chuck Christie saying thanks for lightening up with us. Psalm 2 verse 4 starts out, "For he who sits in the heavens laughs." Tune in again next time and laugh with us. Until then, remember to share, tweet, Insta, Snap, and look us up on Apple and Google Podcasts, Spreaker.com, iHeart, Spotify, and SoundCloud, and many other podcast portals. Make it a great week.